Monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look, Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out they chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it up before the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point flip, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash Valdez. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Panda and Grizzly Show. I'm Brian the Grizzly right here. We got Grant the Cub and Baron here. How you guys feeling?
Very good.
Good. Very good.
No, I mean, this has been an unbelievable time for us. Exactly. If you've been watching any of the shows, you know that we've won a couple of people, and we got them. The people that we were looking for are now here. I'm excited. I'm excited about what Poles has done. I think he's done a wonderful job, and this is like the first time I've ever said that about him. So, but Baron, why don't you tell us exactly how you feel right now?
So I feel like we pretty much stirred up our lines with the Dolman and getting Grady Jarrett, and I'll call Deo, then Deo, So now we can look forward to the draft and actually have a little flexibility at the draft at this point. A little flexibility at the draft now.
That's awesome. Well, before you start, Grant, I'm gonna say, Fredo, what's up? There's the Panda. There's the original. He's the one who got the song with all the stuff together. Appreciate him dropping by. As I said, anytime he's around, so we're gonna talk about him immediately. And then we got B in here, feeling good. B, what up? What's up? I appreciate you jumping in, B. Always dropping on like. I always appreciate it, man. And then we got, oh man, Alec is in here. Fly Eagles Fly. What up, my guys? What's up, Alec, man? It's been a great day for all of us. And the Eagles lost a lot of people. And guess what? I don't think they even hurt a little bit. I don't think they missed a step at all. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, you're going to get rid of Milton Williams? They're like, oh, yeah, we got 3 other guys just like him. It was crazy. But, yeah, Grant, why don't you tell me how you felt about this free agency period?
Well, it was very weird, a weird start to the day because Twitter was down right around that time the whole morning. So,
I'm happy I don't have Twitter.
Yeah, so it was hard to get any news. I had to try to go, you put me on to something like a download to get the news. And when I found out we got Drew Dalman out the gate, it was like, wow, polls is rolling, But, I mean, just getting, I think Grady Jarrett signing really shocked me because they just cut him. And within like an hour or two, we got him. So, I mean, it's just adding that element to the defensive line, and with the hybrid defense we're going to have this year, it's going to be a huge plus.
All right. I love what you guys are saying. So let's go through some of the moves that the Bears have made in the last 2 weeks. I mean, we re-signed Josh Blackwell and Eamon Obangminga. I know he's the guy from the special teams player. The linebacker that was killing it this past year. We signed Durham Smythe. I believe he's from Miami, right?
Yep, from Miami.
And from Miami Dolphins. So we did that, and then traded for Jonah Jackson and Joe Tooney, which I'm still can't believe we got Joe Tooney. Like, people are like, he's 32 years old. I'm like, he's only 32. Like, we still got 3 to 4 years of Joe Tooney. We need to go ahead and sign an extension. That's what I need right now in my life. And Jonah Jackson, who's young, who's great with the Detroit Lions 2 years ago. He was great. He had a Pro Bowl type of season. That makes sense why Ben Johnson wanted to bring him in. Even though last year with the LA Rams he didn't have a good year because he got injured. I think he's young, he's powerful, he's great in the box. He's a fighter. He's got a little dog in him. That's what you kind of want. So why not take a chance on him? So I have no problem with that. Then, of course, we thought we were going to get Khalil Mack. So that's the only thing that we could always talk about that what was happening. Right into like 15 minutes into everything, Khalil Mack, we thought we was going to be signing with the Bears. And then the Chargers came and swooped in and said, we'll give $18 million, which is greater than the $16 million that he was going to get from us. So that's where Khalil Mack went back to the LA Chargers, which makes perfect sense. I'm not mad at him at all because 18 is greater than 16.
Yep.
But then, as you said, Twitter was down, but because I got my sleeper app. So you guys, if you don't know anything, you always go on the sleeper app to tell you what's going on. I got my text messages in my sleeper app. I got a text message. I was like, oh, we got Drew Dalman. Check the sleeper. Sleeper says, hey, yeah, here's the deal. So we got 3-year, $42 million from Drew Dalman, which is crazy because some other team offered him more. He wanted to be a Bear.
Yeah.
So,
was it New England that offered him more?
They're not telling you who it was, but I think they had more money than God.
Got to be Commanders or something, man. Because Commanders they got buku money as well.
No, the Commanders I think had $58 million after all the stuff they had to do, and they have 32 players that they have to re-sign.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and they released some key players.
Yeah, they had to because they needed to keep the cap going.
Yeah.
Then we signed. We agreed to terms with Deo Adeyingbo. I do know a little bit about him. I do know that he's not an unbelievable pass rusher. He's more of a stalwart. He is aggressive, great with his hands, strong. He's going to be a defensive stopper for a lot of the defense, and he's going to keep contain there. And the reason why we got him It's because one of the coaches on the coach staff love him. You guys have
Dennis
no
Allen,
idea
I'm
who it is?
guessing. Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen said, "I need you to go get this guy for my defense to work."
Yeah.
You know, so Deo is now part of the Bears, and that's the reason. But my only concern is we're paying them 3 years, $48 million, $32 million guaranteed, $16 million a year.
Yeah, I think we maybe overpaid a little.
Well, I think at this point with polls, I think you got to overpay a little bit, especially in free agency, especially with what's been happening. If you're trying to win now, you're trying to, because all these contracts they're getting is adding up into Caleb's rookie deal at the end of his rookie deal. So they're signing 2 plus 3-year deals, like a 2 and an additional 1. You know, if everything works out. So, like I said, I think
3-year deals are fine.
Yeah,
3-year deals. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be fine because you're going to be able to
get them all off the books.
Yeah, get off the books to be able to afford him. And if Caleb is the dude, because you don't know what's going to happen. We all assume Caleb's the dude. We all think that his talent is going to rise to the top, but we don't know.
Yeah,
but we sure as want to find out.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work, we have the caps. We'll be free the second he leaves.
Alfredo says we need to sign DJ Moore to an extension. We already did.
Yeah, we did that last year.
Last year we signed him to extension. DJ Moore is going to be here for a long
time. The first $100 million extension the Bears ever did.
Yep. So he is actually going to be around for a long time. They actually had it on Hard Knocks when they signed the deal. I think that was episode 2.
Yeah.
Alfredo says, I believe it was New England. That's good to know. Alex says, the only thing I wish Sleeper did was update us when all IDP players are moved to a new team. Yeah. Missed on literally Pat's getting a scary D and a free
I don't think they're scary. I don't think they're scary. I think with
Vrabel's toughness, he's going to bring a lot of leadership to that locker room, and that defense is going to be, like I said, they already got a number 1 in Gonzalez, and they added some Milton Williams, even though I think $26 million a year is kind of high. But like I said, I do think that defense can be very scary next year, especially with Vrabel coming in and bringing that toughness to that.
Got their linebacker there. I think that he's going to change the intensity of the defense. The way they're going to call the defense will be a lot.
Score. My question is, they don't have Derrick Henry that they just lean on, and he could do everything for you.
Yeah, well, I think he's doing because Vrabel was a Tennessee. That's what you're saying. But I think they're going to be able to find that out, and they're going to have enough on in the rookie. When you draft, I think they'll have a lot more going on. So let's just see. I think New England might be a much better team, but they're in a tough division, and we can talk about that why in a second.
They got a whole little bit more tough.
Fredo says, Deo.
Yeah, and also did they get Josh Sweat? I think he went to the
Cardinals. He went to the Cardinals.
Yeah, but there's a reason why that too. I talked about that too. So they had Sweat, Robert Spillane, and a couple others. No, so yeah, Sweat definitely went somewhere else, but there's a reason why he went there is because his defensive coordinator that year is not a head coach.
He's not a head coach. Jonathan Gannon.
So the year that Sweat, he knows it. The year that Sweat had 11.5 sacks
was when
Gannon was the defensive coordinator. So he went there to follow him because he's hoping that he'll get the focus and he'll be able to replicate those type of double-digit sacks.
Yeah, and so there was some Bear fans that was complaining like why we signed Deo for that, why we didn't sign Sweat, and I'm saying like, he has to make the player makes a decision. And obviously, if he has a familiarity with the head coach, he played under him already. That would be an easy decision for me to make because I know the system. I got 11 sacks under this guy. He's going to unleash the potential that I already shown to the max. So why would I go to a team where there's a lot of unknowns there? We're going to a guy that you played under already.
All right, so I'm going to go through all the signs before I answer that question, but we'll get to that soon. Says Bears agreed to Pro Bowl defensive tackle Grady Jarrett.
I love that one. I love that.
Grady Jarrett. So
Stud.
As soon as it happened, there were teams in Atlanta. Reporters in Atlanta being totally upset. The social media blew up. They said this guy is the heart and soul of our team. We cannot believe we lost him. Grady
No,
Jarrett
they released
is
him.
a
They released
star.
him. They released him.
Yeah, I know. They thought they were going to re-sign him. I know they released him, but that was the point. They didn't know that he was going to sign with another team that fast. They thought they'd be able to redo. You release someone so you don't have to pay this bonus during this year. So you can re-sign them when this new year comes out, or they'll come back to you. But the Bears swooped in, gave him a 3-year, $43.5 million contract with 28.5 fully guaranteed. That's another good 2 to 3 year deal.
Yeah.
Well, defensive tackle that's going to teach these younger guys that we're going to be drafting, because if we're going to be drafting defensive tackles, defensive ends, and the left tackle, that's going to happen, and probably a running back. That's what's going to happen. So you have professional linemen on offense and defensive side to teach them exactly what they need to be doing.
Leadership. They bring toughness and they bring leadership, and they've been to Super Bowls. So it's like I said, just bringing that in that can show us how to win. You know, basically with
Joe Tooney's amazing. I can't believe we got Joe Tooney.
Yeah. And then, like I said, they said in linemen, even though he's 32, he's 30, they say 32, but they're in their prime in their 30s, early 30s. These linemen are more seasoned. They get better with age, a lot of them.
Linemen
Jason
are
Peters.
good.
Yeah.
Always. Well, Jason Peters was old as crap, so he don't count. But like most linemen,
he's 40.
Yeah, he was 40 on a fishbowl and came back for 2 more years. But I think linemen are really, really good to like 36, 37.
Yeah.
37 is when you start to like, okay, it's time for me to retire.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then you have 3 to 4 years, 3 to 4 Pro Bowl type years, and then another year maybe possibly. That works for me.
Yeah.
Is the poor Raiders D got gutted, and the Texas O line is gone. Rip CJ, yeah. Saw so many Stroud owners fall to their knees at bargaining outlet stores.
Yeah.
The Raiders D wasn't that good to begin with, but
well, they had some players.
They have some
just
players,
because
but
you're looking at the defense as a whole, and you get to understand the parts of these defense are great. You know, so when you didn't pull all those parts off of the rest of the defensive line, that was the only thing they had away. That matters.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady has a plan. I don't know exactly how it's going to be, but he's going to rebuild this team, and I believe they're trying to win quicker. And Pete Carroll is a master at defense. Pete Carroll has never had a defense that's been poor, so I don't believe he's going to make the mistake of not having a team ready to play. Pete Carroll doesn't do that.
And he got Geno over there now for his quarterback now.
Exactly. Who was another 2 or 3 year deal for him. So I understand it. And I applaud it. I think that's going to be a good job. So
and the O line, I don't understand why. I think maybe they traded Tunsil because he's probably going to opt out at the end of the year, and then they don't decide.
I mean, it makes 100% sense. You have CJ Stroud, right?
Yeah.
Who you have to pay. You're going to have to pay him. You're not going to be able to give Larry Tunsil what he's going to ask for, which is going to be $27 to $28 million. So if you know that's going to happen, what do you have to do? You need draft picks, right? And you're going to reload on your line. Their line was not great last year. So it doesn't matter if I have Tunsil or not. You know, so like if I'm already giving up sacks, F it. You know, I'm already, you said giving up sacks and take the loss down and just say, I'm going to go younger. If this is a good offensive line draft, I'm drafting all offensive linemen.
That's what I'm saying. You can restart the clock on the line. You stay and it lines up with CJ. When his extension comes, you have a young line you can build with. So that's why they did that, which makes
this is a talented line. This is a talented line. So you're going to go for a lot of players and see which one's going to be able to do it.
Yep.
So I have no problem with that at all. Fredo says, what about drafting a safety cornerback? Do you think we need a safety cornerback? I don't.
No.
Not even a little bit. We signed to Tavares Moore, right? So we're bringing him back.
Tavares Moore. We got Elijah Hicks.
Elijah Hicks still here. We have Tavares Moore. We have Elijah Hicks. We have Owens.
We got Owens.
Yeah, so I don't think we need anything as far as our defensive backfield. But
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. I won't be opposed to getting one in the later rounds though if it comes down to it. But
I would, because I need more talent on my line.
Yeah,
because we're good with depth wise. We're 3 deep on safety. 3. But with that being said, I got Fredo jumping in here so he can ask this question to the face. So let's go ahead and jump to Fredo. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Good. Can you guys hear me good?
Yeah.
No, you sound terrible. No,
It's
nothing to do with you.
That's it's all the yelling and screaming that our free agent picks. I've been yelling yesterday, so that's why my throat hurts. Been hurting.
Sure, that's why. No, so what are you feeling about everything?
Oh, excited. Very excited. We needed an interior line, and that's exactly what they got. They traded some picks, and we signed the number 1 center, pro-rated center out there, so which is great. And I was working when I heard about it. I kid you not, I threw my wrench on the floor like spiking a football. But it was crazy because it was one of those things like, nah, being a Bears fan, you guys know, it's like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. But when it actually happened, we're like, oh my God, now we have a shot.
We're going to invest $50 million into our middle of our line. $50 million.
Right, exactly. Now, the only thing I'm wondering is, like, are we going to work on the left side? The left tackle?
Braxton Jones? Well, first I'm going to read this. Dirty Dog says you can never have enough DBs. And I agree, but we have 4 starting caliber, right? Because we have
8. You have 8.
No, starting caliber DBs. So we have Kyler Gordon, who we're going to have to resign now.
Kyler Gordon.
We have Jalen Johnson, right? We have Terrell Smith. Terrell Smith was amazing. We re-signed Josh Blackwell, correct?
Yeah,
that's 5. That's 4.
So those 4 right there, and then of course we got Tyreek Stevenson,
Yeah.
and then Jalen Jones. So but I don't think Jalen Jones is starting level, but the other 5 can all start. Terrell Smith might be better than Tyreek Stevenson, especially at defending one-on-one coverage. So he is definitely that level.
I think Stevenson needs to get humbled. He really needs to get humbled because there was a lot of mistakes he did last year. One of them, the Hail pass from Commanders.
Yeah.
Is it his fault? I'm not sure, but yeah, he was gloating in that. And I'm a down-to-earth guy, humbled guy. You don't show off until the final whistle has been blown. Then you can talk your smack.
Yeah.
But he needs to get humbled a bit. I think he got carried away. He got a little bit too ego and big-headed. That's why he started causing mistakes. This is why I was mentioning maybe we could look into a DB, put a little pressure on him.
We already have Terrell Smith. Terrell Smith plays his exact same position.
Right, because I remember it was between him and Smith in their rookie season, which one they're going to go with. So if anything, let's see what happens. Let's see if he gets humbled by starting Smith over over Stevenson.
I mean, they've done it already multiple times. But here's the thing about Stevenson. So Al Harris was a huge get as a coach, right? We all remember Al Harris, right? Green Bay and all that stuff. I hate saying that team up north, but he was another type of guy who's very difficult to very big, very difficult to deal with. He had Stevenson sign with his trainer. He's going to have a one-on-one training with him specifically. He understood that Stevenson, but this is Stevenson's only chance. This is his only chance. So if anything goes wrong with this, I do think Stevenson gets kicked out because Dennis Allen's not going to play with him. And that's what I think with Stevenson even last year. The problem is what they weren't stern enough, they weren't tough enough, and the coaches didn't call timeout and say, "Get the hell out of my lineup if you're going to sit there and go talk to the crowd."
Right.
So I mean. But I think that's still Eberflus's fault.
Yeah, it was a lot of Eberflus, a lot of Sheldon as well.
If Al Harris can't straighten them out, nobody can. I agree. If Al Harris can't do it, then I'll release him. If you're a problem for Al Harris, then I'm done with you. Because Al Harris is known right now as an unbelievable coach, especially for defensive backs. He has his own training training thing that he's been doing. DBU, this has been amazing. So I mean, if he can't get through them, then I'm probably Dump Stevenson then too.
Wasn't Al Harris part of the Bears defensive back like in the 90s?
Al Harris was with the Green Bay Packers, unfortunately.
Early 2000s. Early 2000s with Green Bay. But
okay,
I mean, like I
he
said,
was with
Stevenson,
Bears at one point. I could have been I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I remember him from I think he was drafted by Philadelphia, I believe, in the late 90s. Like 98, 99 or something like that. And then he was at Green Bay for like 8 years. And that's when he was a problem for us. And then I think he went to Miami, and then he went to the Rams for his last year. But like Al Harris is mostly a Green Bay Packer, and that's why he knows his division, and he knows how to be tough, hard-nosed defensive back. And I like him coming to this team and being a coach. Their coaching staff, if we have a strong leader, they got a lot of guys who have a lot of knowledge around this NFL.
And be able to hold these guys accountable. I mean, like I said, I think with a guy like Stevenson, you didn't have that last year. And then you're bringing in veteran guys like Grady Jarrett, who can hold, like also was a captain on the Falcons. So you bring a captain mentality to this roster that can teach them how to win and hold them accountable. Call them out in practice. Not let the little things go. You know, stuff like that can really push this team forward. Stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing most this upcoming season. How does the leaders come together on the team?
Yeah, I'm just glad that we're gonna have a guy for offensive line. Joe Tooney could now be our star, could be our captain. Having an offensive lineman, you should always have an offensive lineman as part of your captains. They run the team. Yeah. Not having anyone strong enough on your offensive line to be a captain says a lot about your team, period.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are going to be great for the team. They're going to become mentors for the young bucks that come in this year and the following years. So that's going to be huge for us. Major help our trenches. Because, Brian, you and I both know, we both believe in the trenches. That's where you win and lose games. And 68 sacks is ridiculous.
But part of that stuff is Caleb Williams is an issue. The other part of it is that you should not be getting pressure for a rookie quarterback in his face. You need to solidify
a short one. A shorter one. A shorter rookie quarterback up the middle.
But any quarterback that with the footwork, that's a footwork issue. Dirty Dog says you're thinking of Al Harris, the defensive end from the 80s who held out 85 season and missed out on the Super Bowl. So the Bears had an Al Harris, but that was in 85.
Yeah.
I knew it was something. I knew it was it's just me being old. It's all right.
Go through Fredo's scrolls he pulls them out and says, well, there was an Al Harris, 1985.
Right. My driver license number was 7. So that's how old I am. My first pet was a dinosaur.
It was a small one, guys. It was a small one.
It was a small one.
He kept it clean.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was a small one.
The news just really works out for me. I love the fact that we have Antoine Randall. So when we get this wide receiver 3, which I think Fredo talked about before, needing a wide receiver 3, I think we have the right coach that can really help them. A shifty guy that can actually be able to go left or right, that can play in the slot. Opposite of DJ Moore, because I believe DJ Moore needs to go in the slot some more, create matchup problems. And even Ben Johnson talked about that, getting the ball to DJ as much as possible, because he's the best run after the catch guy we have in the NFL. I think as far as a receiver. But as he said, as long as DJ Moore could block, he'll give him the ball, but he better show he could block first.
Right. That's why that's why I mentioned earlier about Cooper Kupp. He's a great slant man. He's a great slot guy, and it's basically 1, 2, 3, throw. It kind of thinks that who's the other guy who went back to San Diego? Can't remember his name.
Keenan Allen.
Yes, it sucks that we lost him. But I pretty much knew
we're not going to pay either Cooper Kupp or Keenan Allen. That was the issue about him. Like, it was too much money.
Right. One was old. The other one was injury
Both.
prone almost.
They're both old. Cooper
Yeah.
Cup's 31 and the other one's 32. Keenan Allen's 32.
Yeah.
So like they're both the same age basically. And it's funny
So, yeah,
because
I mean-
I'm suggesting replace them with another old guy, which I don't know if that's the best move. But I like.
I think it's.
He's also old.
I mean,
That's-
keep in mind, guys, we have a pretty decent receiver core. Keep an eye on Tyler Scott.
Tyler Scott.
Yeah, Tyler Scott.
No, Tyler
Because
Scott.
he's
no.
fast. He's super
Yeah,
fast.
Oh no, he's just
He is
fast.
fast.
He's
But
just
he
fast.
can't
That's
catch
all
the ball. He doesn't block. He doesn't do the details, and that's what I need. Anyone who's going to be a third receiver here has to be either a veteran that shows them how to live a life, especially for Rome Odunze, or someone who's going to be able to put their nose in and block, or a slow guy that's a really good, trouble as quickness right off the line. So I need one of those three things, and I also need him to make about $9 million.
And I think I would look into Tyler Lockett though. That's who I would look into as far as a third receiver.
Very good answer.
You could probably get him on a cheap $9 million cheap. And like I said, he'll get his nose in there. He can catch the ball, very reliable. And I think that could be a good safety blanket. He's on the back end of his career, but he is very reliable. He can get open for you. And I think that would be a huge essential piece to building this offense, helping this offense out. Like you said, teaching Rome Odunze how to be a pro. You know what I mean? So that can.
Here's the issue I have with Tyler Lockett. I don't care about he's 32. I know he's 32. I don't care about that.
Injury prone.
He plays 60% on the outside. 60% of the time that he's lining up, he's on the outside. I need someone that can play the slot a lot, and that's what worries me about Tyler Lockett.
What do you guys think about moving Komet out there as a third receiver? And we have that new tight end, Smythe, whatever.
He's a blocker. He's a blocker.
He's a blocker, and Colt Komet is a better tight end with his hand. He's better with his hand in the ground.
Too slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's in line. He's in line.
Now, if you were talking about Greg Olsen, now that the Greg Olsen, the prime Greg Olsen, then that's different. But Cole Kmet, I think he has no wiggle. If you look on the film, he looks very slow on film.
He's not slow. He's
not slow.
Quick.
He's not. His agility. His agility's not there. The getting out of the blitz.
He runs heavy. He runs heavy.
So I think putting him on the outside, he could be a good goal line outside receiver on the goal line. But as far as like moving him out there like all the time, I think he's not twitchy enough to be moved to receive. You have to lose some weight too. And
that's interesting. You're saying that. I have no problem with any of that stuff with Cole Kmet. I play tight end, right? I have no problem with any of that stuff with Cole Kmet at all.
He's natural inline.
He's a natural inline tight end. That's true. I will have no problem splitting them out. My thing is he's a very good blocker and a very good chipper on his way out for routes.
Yeah.
Because of that, I need to be able to utilize that because it slows down the defensive ends no matter what. Because we're either going to have Braxton Jones or a rookie at left tackle. With that being the case, I need a tight end that's going to be able to go out, chip, rip through and get past some guys to slow down this rush a little bit. So I want to be able to use him in line, and I want to be able to put Caleb underneath center. 60% of the time, Detroit Lions were under center. So with that being the case, I need to have an inline tight end that could do the same type of things like Laporta did. And this is probably what Dirty Dog is saying is probably the best one I've heard from everybody. Tim Patrick from Detroit. If we can pay him, Tim Patrick will be a great third receiver. He plays in the slot. He blocks. He knows Ben Johnson's system, and he could teach everybody their system, all the receivers the system. Yeah, he won't cost your arm and a leg. He won't cost your arm and a leg.
So should we also prepare someone to take Tim Patrick's place after this year? Prepare for someone.
We talking about in the draft, like in the later rounds?
In the later rounds, like a player we could develop to be the third receiver.
Well,
I don't want to take anyone to draft yet, personally, but what do you guys say?
I would say if you get everything you need in the first 3 rounds, I think you have that luxury in the later rounds to get one. I think so.
At this point,
I really don't. I don't think you have luxury. I think you have to build depth. I think what we've always had offensive linemen, that someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you just played Jonah Jackson. He's a fifth round pick, 6th round pick. These are the guys you go after in the 5th and 6th round. You're not going to see these great receivers out there in the 5th and 6th round. You're wasting your pick. I want a guy who might develop and might become something special in the 5th or 6th round that I could, throw some that. That's when you go after a linebacker. That's when you go after a safety. That's when you go after someone you might not need, the best available player. Then.
Oh, I know you said no. He said Tim Patrick from Detroit. What about Josh Reynolds? He also played under Ben Johnson, and you can get him for cheap. He knows the offense as well.
Does Josh Reynolds a free agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also played under Ben Johnson.
Honestly, I prefer Reynolds. Reynolds was a great guy. He helped Ahmad on the other side, and yeah, I mean he's fast as hell too.
Yeah,
this is what I like about. Well, so I've seen 4 websites that already said Tim Patrick. It's probably gonna be a good pick for the Bears. But here's the thing: Tim Patrick is 6'4", he's 210, he's eager, and he likes to block. What did I say about your third receiver?
He must block.
He must be able to block. And a 6'4", 210-pound player can block. He's what's the other Saint, the Equiminius St. Brown, but can actually catch. Equiminius is an awesome dude. I love watching their podcast. I love listening to him talk. He couldn't catch a code. He couldn't catch his refrigerator running. He couldn't do nothing.
I'm surprised you used his name. The wrong St. Brown.
The wrong. That's why you say. That's why you call him the wrong St. Brown.
The wrong St. Brown. Right.
I always call him that. But I think that's what you need from your third receiver. Honestly, I always thought that was makes more sense to me.
Yeah, that could be a plus. I think Tim, you can't go wrong with both, but I do think that like I said, 6'4", you can't beat 6'4", 210.
Josh Reynolds already signed though with the Jaguars. Jaguars.
He did. For what I heard, I heard he was a free agent still. For what I heard.
I think he's a Jaguar. I think he was on the Jaguars last year.
I think they cut him. They cut him this year. They cut him.
Yeah, I think he's still there, but I don't know. I need a guy once again who can block. Alex says, with all the great moves have you been making? What do you think is a realistic minimum you want to see from the Bears? Records, stats, certain players, etc.
I got to see the draft first. In order for me to make that call, I got to see what we do in the draft. I mean, right now you can't. I mean, it's good on paper, and we've won the off-season Super Bowl the last 2 years. And the last
did we really win the last year? Did we really win it last year?
For what we claiming, we got Keenan Allen, we got Caleb, we got all the, and we had Hard Knocks. So I think we did win the off-season Super Bowl on paper. But like I said, we have to go out there and show. We have to show it on the field. Every time I've seen this, my whole life as a Bear fan. Every time when we come in with off-season hype, the Bears end up being terrible. So, like I said, I think we need to lower the expectations real quick until the draft is over, depending on who we get in these rounds. And then after that, then I can probably make my predictions from there. But I got to see more what we do.
All right, Baron, what do you think? Do you have a prediction for the Bears after what we've seen going forward?
No, not right now. No, because based off of what we did the last year, we had very good offseason with the wide receivers and running backs, and we got the quarterback. But we saw in the actual games that we have no line, you can't use it. So this year, we're probably going to try to do the opposite and see how it works this time.
Okay. Fredo, what do you say?
Well, I'm going to jump the gun. I'm not smart like these guys. I'm going to go ahead and jump it. I'm going to say the 8, 9, 10, 8, like a 9 win team. If we draft a running back that is similar to Swift, because Ben Johnson likes using a 1-2 punch like he did in Detroit.
But they're not similar. That's the only thing.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if we have another running back like Gibbs and Montgomery, well, I easily could say like 11-win team because that's going to throw. Because our running game last year was crap because we had no line. Now we have the line. We have 2 receivers. We have. I don't want to say an okay tight end. I think he's a little bit more than okay, but I'm not.
He's a good tight end.
He's a good tight end.
He's a good tight end. He's in line.
He's a good tight end.
He's the old school type of tight end.
Right. So I think we're at the 9-win mark. If we draft another running back, which is another one, if what's that fast guy that we picked up last year?
Swift.
Wheeler.
Wheeler. Okay, he was on Hard Knocks here.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm roughing around 9-10 win team.
Okay,
so and as long as our sacks is like in a
half
30,
it would be half.
I think we're okay.
Half is like 35.
Yeah, we're not going for shooting for the moon. We're just trying half, guys.
Yeah,
Deuce comes in. What's up, Deuce? Rams Super Bowl, no excuses. You have a good team. You made some really good moves with all season, but Coleman Shelton's a problem. I don't like it.
They signed it back. They signed him back.
I don't like it, Deuce. I'm telling you, that dude cannot handle a bull rush for nothing. I could knock him on his butt. I'm 40. Their dog says you can get Patrick on a show me deal for $1 to $2 million. I think you're gonna have to sign him for about $4 to $5 million deal. I think you can do 1 year $4 million, which is fine. I think that's fine. I wouldn't mind doing a 2 year $8 million with a $5 million signing bonus, or and that way the cap hit for the second year will only be $3 million. And you can have it for 2 years. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
With that being said, so for me, I think I look at the team and I say that we should be competing for the playoffs. That's all I can tell you right now. We should be competing for the playoffs with the talent we have on the team. And the only way we would not is if Caleb's not the dude.
Yeah.
With what I see already. And that's without going and giving me a Kayshawn Junkins in the third round or late second round or early third round. That's without Junkins. That's without me getting a left tackle. That's without me getting a defensive tackle in the second round or guard in the second round. Without any of that going on, I'm telling you that they need to be competing for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's where I am at right now.
Yeah.
What other moves would you like to see in free agency? We already talked about Tim Patrick. We've talked about other players. What other moves would you like them to look for?
I think we signed one. Like we signed Matt Pryor as Prince's the spin guy, and
he's already there.
Yeah, and then you don't. Outside of that, you need a third linebacker, but I think they're putting Noah Sewell in that spot now at this point.
Because you actually don't need a third linebacker because you spend 80 to 90% of your time in nickel or dime.
Yeah.
So you're putting Kyler Gordon on the field more often because of it.
Yeah.
I would say, just like I said, more O-line depth. If you can get guys on a bargain. Now, this is the time to get somebody on a bargain deal for backups. We're not signing them as starters. We're signing them as backups. So I think just getting maybe a competition for a left tackle competition before the draft, that should be probably something I'm looking forward to. Or just like I said, more depth.
Are you trying to sign that?
Huh?
Are you trying to sign them?
Yeah. If anybody like a 1 year deal. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind. I don't think he would come back, but like I said, Tevin Jenkins' market is not good right now. So I don't mind him.
I haven't heard people really looking into him.
Yeah, so
he's a day threer. Just wait till it actually goes full. We'll see on day 3.
Okay, well that's what I'm looking for. More O-line and D-line depth. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't mind Zadarius Smith or Leonard Floyd. One of the two. I wouldn't mind them.
Okay. Yeah. Alex says Eagles draft running back, defensive line, DB, and maybe a linebacker in draft. That way everything is back to hopefully elite status. I like it. I like what you're talking about. Is Tyreek Stevenson still on the team? He's not just on the team, Anthony. He's still going to start. The dude is ultra talented. You can't teach that type of size and speed, but hopefully you can teach him not to be not be a knucklehead. Coaching is important too. Lines will fall off a bit. I agree. They will. You lost your offensive and your defensive coordinator, you're going to drop a little bit. But they won 15 games. So saying they drop a little bit, they can win 12.
Yeah.
And that's a drop.
And still be at the top of the division.
Because let's say the Bears won those 3 games that they lost. The Bears still only have 8 wins.
8 and 9.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like Detroit's still the top of the division.
Yeah.
I will say this. I really like what you said about Leonard Floyd coming back.
Yeah.
I think Leonard Floyd is actually a good someone you look for.
They're off the edge.
Because the thing about Dale is not a great defensive edge rusher. He's not great. He's great at being what he is. So
perfect. Was perfect for the Speed 4 scheme. Perfect for the Speed 4.
If that's all we're going to ask him to do. I would probably be looking for maybe a stronger running back. I wouldn't mind looking for something that could be our third running back. Because I'm not sure Roschon is that dude. Even if he is, he's my fourth guy. He's gonna be my fourth guy. I will bring someone else in to see if they can kind of carry the load, and then I'll bring a young running back like you said. Talk about quick Kashawn Judkins. I love Henderson. I love any of those guys. It's my second round pick. I will love whoever the top running back is to be there.
Yeah.
Who is it? Hampton's from North Carolina, right?
Yeah, Omari.
Yeah, he's flying. He's going.
Well, they're talking. When I'm hearing things, he might go 10. Hampton.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Hey,
where you hear that from?
Bangle.
I'm looking.
Watch Bangle.
I'm looking. Him. I mean, like
so.
Genty,
right now, most Genty. You want Genty? That's stupid. Why?
I don't want Genty. I don't want him.
Here's your issue. Do you understand what makes a running back good? I come out of college.
Vision, speed,
less hits on their legs.
Oh well. Yeah.
And the problem is that when you get hit a lot, you only have so many runs in you.
Yeah.
The difference between wherever you think Genty is and who Judkins is that much. And matter of fact, Judkins is bigger. He's 6'2". He's 220 pounds. He's just as fast as he is. He played in the backfield with Henderson, so he knows how to play in a dual back role. So, and I can get him for a early third, late second.
Yeah.
But if I get Genty, I don't get my left tackle.
Yeah.
I don't get my 3 technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, like I said, I think with the. I know me, obviously, I wouldn't mind Genty, but I think we should go left tackle at 10 if Will Campbell falls.
Will Campbell's not a tackle. No. He's not a tackle.
He's a guard.
Right. Like I said, I just think we should go
left tackle.
He has
shorter arms than Pierce Skronsky.
Yeah, he has shorter arms than Skronsky. He does.
And he was penciled in as guard.
Well, Sewell had short arms too, though.
He's a right tackle.
Right tackle.
Still, he has short arms too. So I'm just saying, guys, he is a right tackle.
Is he a freak like Penei Sewell?
Who could do everything? And as I say, he's still a right tackle.
We don't know. I mean, we seen him in college. We don't, but sometimes
college.
stuff they're right. But then again, you have to see him in the NFL. That stuff can change when you get in the NFL. You know, you get better training. So things can change quick in the NFL.
You know what doesn't change?
Arm length.
The length of your arm.
Oh well, hey.
It doesn't change.
That doesn't change.
And that's why, even though I love Kelvin Banks, I want Kelvin Banks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
His arm length is too short.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
And then all we have is Prince Point Membu.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. I want all three of you guys to tell me what you think about this, or you two guys tell me about this. What do you think about trading back, which I hate that word, trade back and get Josh Simmons?
At this point,
When I said that, you said no.
I
said
hate it.
trade back. I want to.
At this point, we might as well because all the top tackles are dropping at this point. All the top real tackles.
You have that luxury. Load up more picks so you could get more people on that line.
But I don't know if you need more whatever people on the line. I even need quality. But Josh Simmons might be the best tackle there. So if I could drop down to 13,
left tackle,
he might be the best left tackle that we actually is a left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, I wouldn't mind going into the year with Braxton Jones, but at the same time, if you like you said, you trade back and Josh Simmons is right there, you take him. No brainer. You take him.
So at this point, should we trade to like 16 and get like a second? Get a second.
You wouldn't get a second. You will get
probably get like a third, fourth or fourth. Which you could still get tremendous potential in those 2 rounds. I think the third and fourth round is probably outside the first, probably your 2 most important rounds to me.
Well, this draft it is.
Yeah.
This draft it really is because there's no stars.
So we go back to like 17. We pick up Simmons, and then we have now we actually have four in between
the third and fourth round.
No,
for the top 100, you get 4 in the top 100. That's what you'll be looking at. All right.
No, we already have 4. We get 5. We get 5.
I thought we don't have a 4th round pick. Okay, because I thought we traded it. But would you sign Isaiah Simmons?
We have first, 2 seconds, and a third. If we did the trade, probably get a third.
You would probably get a 4th. So you probably get a top 100. So you get 5 out of top 100. Okay. But 4 in the top 72. Would you sign Isaiah Simmons?
No.
Why not? Yeah, Isaiah Simmons is interesting.
He's interesting, but the thing is, he doesn't have a true position at this. Still,
he still doesn't.
He doesn't have a true position. It's kind of killed his career.
What team he played for last year? Was it Denver?
Giants.
He went from Denver to the Giants, and he still doesn't have a position.
He's a safety. He was a safety, right?
He played edge last year.
He played edge last year.
He's a linebacker, guys. I don't know.
I don't know.
He's 238 pounds. He's not an edge rusher.
I'm sorry.
I mean, out there half the time. They just throw him out half the time.
Anybody that came from the Giants organization, like I said, I don't want them. I don't want him at all.
You're 100% wrong. I would take Brian Burns in a second.
I'll
trade you for Brian Burns. So
I'll probably would trade. I'll trade myself though. I'll trade myself.
I'll take Thibodeau.
No,
I'll take Dexter Lawrence.
No, hell no, not Thibodeau. Hell no. After what he showed me last year, hell no.
He'd be the best defensive end we have here. Leave Judkins or Johnson to the Eagles to learn from Barkley. No, we're not leaving Judkins or Johnson to learn from the Eagles. F that. Honestly, I feel like we'll get someone like Neil or Scott because we got Barkley. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The Niners just released Kyle Kuzekic. Interested in the BJ system?
No.
I don't think he does use duo running backs, but usually has 2 because Juice is amazing. Juice is amazing. But I don't think that he uses tight ends like you use Juice. So that's kind of so he uses that. We actually probably were looking for another tight end, not necessarily Juice, because just the way that Ben Johnson runs this system, because he wants to be able to have interchangeable guys.
Yeah.
Juice is an amazing fullback. He's the best fullback in the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think he fits in this system.
They cutting some serious payroll out there in Frisco. They cut some serious payroll out there.
They cut Hargrave. They took Hargraves, Collins, Juszczyk, and
traded Debo.
Debo. And they're looking to trade Ayuk.
And Ayuk is on the trading block. Yeah. Dude says I liked Floyd when he was on the Rams.
I liked him when he was here.
No, I didn't like him that much.
No, he did.
Maybe it was because we just traded too high. Anthony says, Kareem Hunt is a free agent. He could be a good backup.
Nah. If you get Judkins in the draft, I'm okay with it. You get a young guy, rookie contract.
I think you need to have another guy there. I would look for Nick Chubb. I think, who played in the backfield with Swift before in Georgia, right? They played together. Judkins could be our star that is going to learn how to be a star. You sign Chubb to a 1-year deal. And then after that, you might want to keep Chubb and get rid of Swift, just like Ben Johnson did before.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but have 3 running back with Judkins, Chubb, and Swift. I mean, I don't know how you could. I don't know if there's enough footballs to go around with that. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but I mean,
why not? Chubb is coming off of knee problems and stuff and ankle problems, so he doesn't have to have the ball, but he will run inside, and you have that second guy in case it happens, and that's where you're only paying him $5 million,
40% of the
$4
time.
$4 million, 1-year deal, $4 million. That's probably where I'm at.
Yeah.
Dude says, man, I'm telling y'all, Rams win.
Okay, that's just irrational at this point. No.
I can see the Rams doing a lot, man.
They're doing well.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, but I'm worried about that line.
So Anthony says they're cutting the cap to give Purdy a big deal. And I do believe that, too. They're trying to give Purdy a big deal. I think that's a mistake. I don't think Purdy is worth. So they have on the table a $50 million deal right now for Purdy,
which is like 4 or 5,
and he hasn't signed it. He has not signed the $50 million deal.
He's probably going to get he wants 55, I think.
There's no way I'm giving him more than $50 million. There's no way I want to give him $50 million.
He's a system quarterback. That system, anybody can succeed in that system out there.
No. There's been a lot of people that didn't succeed in that system.
Who?
Everybody else. Garoppolo was not good.
He got them in the Super Bowl. He got them in the Super Bowl. Got them in the Super Bowl.
He was just there as they went to the Super Bowl.
He was there.
No,
he got them there though. I mean,
Rex
was there.
What about Lance?
Okay, well, Lance is probably your Lance.
And he was drafted 5th overall.
No, the thing is with Lance, he didn't play. He didn't play enough.
He did. He just got hurt every time.
He got hurt, and then when he couldn't.
Like Purdy came in, Purdy came in, took the spot. He took the spot.
Well, that's
to be honest, the Rams should have beaten the Eagles in the snow last year. No, okay,
you fumbled it. You fumbled it.
No, you had a chance with 32, 38 seconds left to try to get into the end zone, and you didn't do it. So it doesn't matter. You lost. And I love the Rams. Seduce, you must be a Rams fan. Absolutely. Oh, Alec comes in because he's an Eagles fan. Rams missed the playoff due to heartbreak losses. Book it. I don't believe that with Devontae Adams on that team now. I don't believe it. I think that offense is amazing, and that defensive line, superb. There's no. That's
imagine if Aaron Donald would have said, "I'm coming out of retirement."
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, my God.
He can still do that. He's only, 33 years old?
He can still. I just feel like, I don't know. Part of me think he's coming back at some point, but I don't think.
No, he's not. He's done. He's enjoying his life.
Yeah.
Alec is hating now, saying the Seahawks beat them too. Come on, bro.
Okay. Wow.
Let's keep this in the realm of realism. Okay.
Yeah.
After this, no.
Sea Chickens could have done it. They traded Geno though. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, going forward, I think that the Bears did a great job. I enjoy watching a team know what their flaws are and then try to execute on trying to resolve those flaws. And that's exactly what they did this all season. They still have money. They still have moves to make. And I can't wait to see what they actually will be doing. I would like to see extensions coming out. I would like Kyler Gordon to get an extension. I would like Joe Tooney to get an extension. I probably would like to see anyone with a higher cap hit to be able to spread it out a little bit more. I wouldn't mind going to them ask for extension.
Would you extend TJ Edwards?
Yes, I'll probably go TJ Edwards and ask him for extension too.
Yeah.
And I would not be married to Swift.
I'll cut him.
You,
If he
you
does
said
score.
a 3-year, $18 million deal. You're not going to cut him right now, but you do look at him and say,
Yeah, you
On the
need to
chopping block.
step. You need to step it up. You need to step it up, guy, or it's
Yeah.
gonna be
stop
hurt.
running outside all the time. And if you're gonna run inside, you better use your feet.
Yeah.
Don't just put your head down and run to someone.
Dirty Dog said, hard to remember back that far to the Bears' victory over the Rams last year. Ah, nostalgia. Said Rams are the NFC West champs. That's not hard to say, even though Arizona might have something to say about it. Alex says, man, listen, Brian, I've seen real crazy stuff happen, bro. They are NFL teams for a reason, but yeah, Rams look good. They do look good, and I think they have a chance to be really good next year too. Said, heck, Bears could beat every divisional opponent this year. Well, except the Packers. F you and F the Packers. Sorry, Bears, man. We just beat them, Alex. See, you don't even pay attention to the games. We just beat them. They won one game in the division last year.
They fumbled the DK trade. They fumbled the DK trade. And the only person they got is Aaron Banks. That's the only player they got.
We're okay. We're okay with them. Let them suck. We're all right.
Let them suffer with no real receiver.
But I wanted to allude to this also. Minnesota, they made a lot of moves in the trenches as well. They got Jonathan Allen. They got the guard from Indianapolis. They paid him
$90 mil.
Yeah, wow. It was an overpay, but their trenches is good. I think they're watching what we're doing, and they're trying to beef up their both sides of the ball as well, because JJ McCarthy's coming in if they believe in him, because there've been conversations that Kevin O'Connell's been having as far as what do they want to do at quarterback, because I think they should give the key to JJ to see how he does, but I do also think that they're probably looking at Aaron Rodgers also, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going there. I think he's either going to go to Pittsburgh or the Giants.
Let's talk about how the Pittsburgh Steelers fumbled. How they fumbled.
But I think Minnesota could be still be a threat depending on who they have at quarterback next year, and I still think that they're positioning themselves to build around a young QB like JJ McCarthy. But that remains to be seen. How is that going to work next year?
Until I see JJ McCarthy actually on the field, I'm not even worried about them.
Yeah.
They made some really good moves. I love Fries. Also love Freeze, but I love what they did. Byron Murphy re-signing Aaron Jones, Ryan Kelly at center. I think that was a great pickup because he was my second one. Isaiah Rodgers, Theo Jackson. I love all those moves. So the Vikings are going to be really interesting. I'm just not sure JJ McCarthy is that dude. Jonathan Allen is awesome. So they made some real good moves, and they're going to be a tough team. Someone that's going to be dealt with.
Yeah. And but like you said, I'm really in the vision for 20. Yeah,
hey,
I hope so.
Undefeated in division. No, we are already undefeated. We're the only team in the division to be undefeated in 2025. Just us.
That is true. That's true.
Tell me when I said a falsehood. We are the only team in the division to be undefeated in 2025.
Yeah. But I also what do you think? What do you feel like the moves as far as the whole realm of the aspect of the NFL? What move stuck out to you the most?
Before I get to that, let me read some of these things. That's a very, very good question. And he said, I love this show. Playing against the Bears changed my watch the Commander seats forever. You should have said, thank you, Tyreek Stevenson. As I enjoy this podcast so much. Appreciate you guys. I'm enjoying the show as well. Bears beat the Rams, so y'all got an admiring spectator. Appreciate it, dudes. That's awesome. Yeah. As far as the entire NFL, I think free agency was unbelievable. More than free agency, the signs that happened before free agency was amazing. What I saw in Cleveland is nothing short of amazing.
They managed to get a quarterback. They managed to flip okay, we have a serviceable quarterback. We have a resign Garrett. We managed to keep this thing somewhat together.
Not
Myles Garrett getting $40 million while Deshaun Watson's on the same team, not being able to play next year.
Mind-boggling.
I don't understand. I don't understand it either. Anyway, I think Cleveland's a lot more talented than people actually are taking for granted. They forgot 2 years ago that they were in the playoffs and made it to the second round. So don't be surprised if Cleveland wins 8 games next year.
Yeah,
Myles Garrett. By signing Myles Garrett, you're telling the team that you're still trying to win. If I traded Myles Garrett, I'll tell you that you are trying to get a haul back and you rebuild. And I think that probably would have been the right move. But if you want to keep the face of your franchise and you want to go from Cleveland to Canton, this is what you do it. Myles deserves any dollar he can get. I believe he's the best defensive player of the decade. I'd rather have Myles Garrett over Aaron.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Because I think Myles Garrett, ask me in 3 years when Myles Garrett has the same amount of years as Aaron Donald. That's what I'm saying. In 3 years, Aaron Donald might have 140 sacks.
So you got.
Myles Garrett. Sorry, Myles Garrett might have 140 sacks.
You got Myles Garrett 1, Aaron Donald 2.
Mm-hmm.
What you got? Khalil Mack 3, or who you have at 3?
Probably. What's his name out of Pittsburgh?
TJ.
TJ Watt. Probably TJ.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. What is your feeling about what the Steelers are doing as far as they got DK Metcalf?
They're fumbling.
They let my boy Justin walk. They let him walk.
Well, here's the thing about the Steelers. So they offered Justin Fields a 2-year, $30 million contract with $20 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Justin said, I'm a starting quarterback. Why wouldn't you at least give me double what I made last year? And then they said, well, this is where we're at right now. And Justin said, well, that's why if you're not going to guarantee that I'm the starting quarterback, I'm going to go somewhere else. He goes to the Jets. Jets are a horrible franchise. But there he has a decent line right now. Not the best, but at least decent, better than he's had before. He has one of his favorite people, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
He has a running back, and he has a defense that could play. So because Quinn Williams was great, and his brother's just as good. So like they have things there that they can be good. So don't be surprised. Sauce, not to mention when Aaron Glenn being their coach who believes in him. He's seen him play. He had to play against him. He knows what he could do. So if it works with Garrett Wilson and they do all those things, I think he'll be okay,
And they got good draft capital too. They got good draft capital this year. I think they're one other receiver away with that offense. I think they need another receiver that can compensate Garrett. But I do think they're going to run the ball a lot next year. They will run the ball.
Watch Ibuka go to the Jets. I'm just letting you guys know.
Yeah.
Ibuka's going to go to the Jets with Garrett Wilson, and they're going to run Ohio State type of offense. And don't be surprised they try to get another running back too.
Don't be surprised too if they try to trade for Chris Olave at some point. Maybe if
Chris Olave will sign with them after his rookie deal. Don't be surprised if all that happens. I think Justin Fields is with a team, even though the franchise is questionable, that Jets team has a lot of talent.
They're a talented team that always blows it.
I agree.
But I think for him coming from, we all know that New York is just a different market. Chicago's already a market in its own. They're hard on their players. But I think for Justin having that experience here and his laid back Southern mentality that he has, calm, cool, collected, that media out there won't phase him at all. I don't think. And then like he's not. I mean,
he's been here.
He's been here.
So he can't get much worse than that.
They were trashing him when he had, he had nothing out there. They're trashing him. So I think with New York, I think it'll be a good fit for him.
So how do you think Justin Fields would do in New York for another defensive-minded coach? I think that he'll be good with it. Actually, I think it works.
Aaron Glenn believes. I think he really genuinely believes in him.
But what do you think, Cooper Kupp to the Jets?
I wouldn't mind that either. That'll be crazy too.
That would be a really good fit.
That would
be a really good fit because they
have
enough money to pay him.
Who's the offensive coordinator out there right now with the Jets? I know they got a new coaching staff, but you know who the offensive coordinator is?
I cannot remember who they did hire, but they had to sign off on Justin Fields, right? Oh yes, Tanner Strange.
Who he coached last year? He
was part of the passing game coordinator under Ben Johnson for the Detroit Lions.
They might be a really they could be underground scary. I mean by that they could be underground scary, man.
Dude says he hopes Cup stays for the Rams. There's no way they're going to release him tomorrow.
They're going to release him.
They're going to release him tomorrow.
If he goes to the Chiefs, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Black Magic.
If he goes to the Chiefs, I'm losing my mind. He goes to the Chiefs.
Hey, we got to add a toggle when
Cup is the best.
No, add a toggle whenever we talk about the Chiefs, whoever they say do something weird. Put in like a cauldron. Cauldron is like they're cooking. They're going to do something weird. They're cooking up their black magic. Bam.
All I know is they lost and they're going to revamp their team, but they will have to find the money because Cooper Kupp is not playing for free.
So I think
as much as everyone thinks he is, he's not going to play for free. That doesn't make any sense for him.
Where do you think Aaron Rodgers goes?
Steelers.
And I don't know why.
Steelers,
you got the most head case offense I ever seen.
Why?
You got DK and George Pickens.
How has Mike Tomlin ever had a problem with headaches? Mike Tomlin. No, he had.
No, he hasn't.
We didn't even know how AB was crazy. We didn't even know AB was crazy.
We knew Claypool was crazy.
No, because because Tomlin said, "Sit your butt down." And you know what he did? He's like, "Okay," and he was mad, but he was sitting there, and he traded his butt. Yeah. So he's never had a problem with either receivers.
No, the question is with Aaron Rodgers and his special brand of crazy.
I don't think that's a problem either. Because once again, this is a 1-year rental. I believe that the Steelers are going to get a young quarterback that they're going to try to develop again. I think that right now the Pittsburgh Steelers are calling the Indianapolis Colts
for Anthony
and asking about AR.
They just signed Daniel Jones. They just signed Daniel Jones in Indianapolis, man. If they paid him $14 million, so that tells you right there that they don't trust AR like that for paying a guy $14 million like that. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make some phone calls about AR.
Hey, are you willing to give me? I could give you a third for AR right now.
That's exactly what they tell them. Hey, if you want to get rid of him, I'll give you a third.
Yeah. But I think the AFC East might be something to watch this year. I think the AFC East will be something to watch this year.
East is gonna be interesting. So we got Adams. I'm not upset yet. No, Devontae Adams going to the Rams is a win. It's a huge win.
Yeah.
The Rodgers and Pittsburgh deal was close to 24 hours and nothing happened yet because Aaron Rodgers hasn't decided if he's going to play. He might retire. And Pittsburgh is calling Indianapolis. I'm surprised they haven't called Atlanta. I'm surprised Pittsburgh has not called Atlanta
about Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's already been cut. Hasn't he already been cut?
No. The contract's too big. This contract's way too big.
They will also never cut him anyway. They said we're just going to hold on to him because we have another rookie on a rookie deal. We can just hold on to him. Dirty Dog says Tomlin will tell Rodgers to get in line or go away. Won't put up with any of the shenanigans. He won't. And you better be here on camp. He's not going to play games with him. Tomlin is a great coach. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are a great team that's a quarterback away.
Yeah.
See, the Colts got Jones for a year. They're done. They done. I agree. I don't like that, but I think that the AR might be someone they might be willing to part with. But I think it's going to take a second.
Yeah.
I think it takes a second to get AR.
Yeah.
Oh, Puka already said he's going 12.
Puka's already giving it up.
Yeah, Puka's going number 12. Yeah,
he's going to 12. Yep, and so Devontae can have 17. He's already giving it up.
Yeah.
Is there any big moves that you guys were surprised about? Besides Milton Williams getting so much money.
$26 million. Holy.
Oh, JC Horn gave so much money.
Who?
JC Horn?
JC Horn, yeah. Who has been injured half of his entire time in the NFL. He's injured half the time.
He got $100 million. Like that.
He's $25 million a year for a guy he's been in the league for 4 years, been hurt for 2.
Yeah.
What the hell, guys?
The move I'm shocked about is probably today, the Eagles trading C.J. Gardner-Johnson to Houston. I think that was a shocker for me. I know they couldn't afford him, but that was a huge locker room presence there. That could he runs his mouth a lot. When he was on the Saints, he gave us problems when he was getting Anthony Miller's and Javon Williams' head. But I think him with that defense, he was a voice in that locker room. So I think them trading him to Houston, that kind of shocked me also.
Because I thought he was going to restructure his contract.
I thought he was staying there because Philly loves him. He loves Philly. I thought he was staying there. And Darius Slay going to Pittsburgh, that also shocked me too. I thought Darius Slay was retiring.
Yeah, I thought he was retired too.
I thought he was done. So
but Pittsburgh's going to be another team with a good defense with a good team with an aging defense, and maybe an aging receiver, quarterback too. We'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Too much money. Eagles played that well, but he was going to restructure his contract. He was going to re-sign. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. You say, well, it happens.
But yeah, that's like outside of the DK move, that's probably my most shocking move that I didn't see coming. As far as what he meant to that locker room, what he meant to the team, and him getting traded like that out of nowhere. I thought, I'm like, wow, that they really gonna. But like I said, knowing the Eagles, man, they always find diamonds in the rough somewhere. Howie Roseman is probably one of the greatest GMs I've ever seen. So I mean, he'll figure it out. You got Cooper DeJean, you got what's the other guy? The other
Mitchell.
white boy's name?
You talking about the whites we're gonna bring on? The talented whites. What?
Yeah.
Did we really say that? Did we really just say that?
Did you say that?
Yeah, Cooper DeJean. There was a lot of hype coming out of him out of college, and I didn't really know much about him at Iowa. But then seeing him,
look, do you if you watch him at Iowa,
re-signing Bond was huge. Re-signing Bond was huge.
If you watch Iowa at all during those years, it was pretty much like, okay, Cooper DeJean is probably your best receiver too. He's also probably your best national receiver.
Kadani, how you feeling, man? What's up, Kadani? Appreciate you jumping on and checking us with us. The exciting whites are taking over, baby. Fear the whites. That sounds like a horror movie for me. But whatever.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean could play. You know what? I don't really even care what color you. I don't care whatever it is. If you can play, you can play. That's just what it is. If you got the talent, go. Let's do it.
Could Chris Conte play?
No, he could play. And nothing to do with his color. It's just maybe it was the fact that he just couldn't play football. He might be able to play soccer or tiddlywinks or something like that, but he couldn't play football.
Oh man, Chris Conte, man.
Kadani says, Brucey's time to shine. I love that. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Said the Exciting Whites new sitcom on CBS.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Oh man. They don't watch, we gotta let them know. 100, exactly. How you feel about Brian these signings? I love what the Bears have done. I hate that the Minnesota did such a great job.
Also, I'm happy that the Packers failed.
I'm always happy. I hope that everything green fails. I hope that grass don't grow back because it's green. So that's just the way I am about Green Bay. I hate everything about them. Anything about them. I hope it snows over only in Lambeau Field and freezes over just like hell. So whatever. That's what for them. I love what the Jets are doing. I think the New England Patriots are going to be a lot better, but they're still going to be a year away from being really good. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell the Texans are doing. I don't know what they're going to do. Who's going to block for anyone? I'm not exactly sure. A very under the radar team that really did a lot of good job was Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keeping everyone. Then Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, we signed
Hassan Reddick,
and
exactly.
then we signed Godwin. So yeah.
That was very under the radar, but a very shrewd move.
Raiders also, I think Raiders also making some couple moves. Re-signing Max Crosby was good. Traded for Geno Smith. That was under the radar. Nobody saw that coming. So I think Pete Carroll's trying to change that culture over to him and Brady. So.
Exactly, but I think he's a 2 or 3 year window. That's why you go Geno Smith. But they're also probably going to sign or going to draft Shador. I think they draft
think Shador's going there? Okay,
yeah,
that's
give him 2
and then give him 2
years.
Long? Do you think he's lasting that long?
Yeah, he to 6. Yeah, I think he's to 6.
The Giants aren't going to get a quarterback.
Nope, I don't think so. No, they're going to go number 1. I think they draft number 1.
No, that's the Titans.
No, the Giants are trading for number 1. Just wait. They're trading.
They have to right now.
Yeah, they're trading for the number 1 pick.
You don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, and I think they like Cam Ward a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised to try to go Cam Ward.
They're going to trade for the number 1 pick, and they will draft Cam Ward. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anthony says, crazy signing Hopkins to the Ravens. Like, why? Garrett, I want out. Oh, never mind. I'm staying. DK, I want to play somewhere that's actually warm. Ooh, Pittsburgh is warm, right?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very interesting for the Ravens. I think they really going for 1 year.
Yeah.
Hopkins got another year in them. They're just going for the biggest, baddest dudes that you could find in 2012.
No, not 20, not 12, 10.
F Green Bay. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude says Raiders make playoffs.
No, not in that division.
Not in
that division.
That division.
Not in that division.
The Chargers got better too. So I mean, let's just hold up a little bit. Bringing back Mac. I think that was a good job. They signed
Najee for the 1 year.
Najee Harris. I think that Cooper Kupp actually goes to the Chargers. That's what I actually think it happens.
Yeah.
So McConkey and Kupp, I could see that being a problem. I think that's going to be a really, really good matchup together.
I think the Commanders is going to fight for the division.
Commanders will be really good. They're not going to fight the Eagles because the Eagles are still too good, but they got a lot better.
Yeah,
I can't wait to talk to Mark about it tomorrow. Who needs a big season, Lamar or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen? No. So Lamar doesn't need a big season. He needs a big playoff.
We already know what he's going to do in the regular season.
They're going to dominate the regular season. They need a good playoff.
Joe Burrow got to make the playoffs again.
Joe Burrow got to watch out because Trey Hendrickson, the fact that he's still available is very strange.
I think it's because he can't run block. I think
the price went up.
Trey Hendrickson, they want a first and a second.
The price went up.
And I think Cincinnati's going to have to come down on that price. No one's going to give a first and a second and pay him $30 million a year.
And you still got these DNs coming in the draft too. So I'm not going to waste a pick, and I can get a DN in the draft.
No, but Trey Hendrickson has been.
He's a stud. Now he's a stud.
He has 70 sacks in the last 6 years. So no, the dude is amazing. He's averaged 14 and a half sacks and. But
a first and a second for him,
no. I'll get you a second. I might give you a second and fourth, but that's it. Okay, which bottom team will make the playoffs this year? 3 years ago was the Lions, last year was the Commanders, Texans 2 years ago, and next year will be the Bears. Because we are at the bottom of our division.
Yeah. If you didn't say Bears, I'll probably say Jets sneak in. Yeah. I say Jets sneak in. Wild card.
I think the Jets can win 9 games and still not make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
See, remember this. I told y'all the Raiders make the playoffs. No,
you're in one of the good death groups. You're in one of the death groups.
I don't see. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't know if it is or whatever, but I don't see the Chargers, the Chiefs. I mean, the Broncos, who got better too, all missing out. I just don't see it, man.
I do think Bo Nix takes a step back this year, though. I do see that happen.
Sophomore slumps happen. They definitely do. Says ran Super Bowl, by the way.
We'll see.
Hey, no, this is a good one right here.
Yeah, Panthers,
don't be surprised if the Panthers make some noise. They will make some noise. I don't think they win the division though.
Bryce Young did improve in the latter half of last year. He looked like the number 1 overall pick in that latter part of the year. So they get some people around him. Who knows?
And my fantasy team still has Bryce Young. Everyone else giving up a Bryce Young. I still got him. And I got 2 first-round picks this year. Winning. So Henderson is still available because his agent's probably going back and forth with 3 or 4 teams, pushing that compensation package higher and higher. I don't think any of the teams. So what I'm hearing from, I have one kind of insider person I know that nobody wants to give a first and second until they drop it to either a single late round first or a second and a fourth or second and third. No one's going to trade for him and then pay him $30 million. That's what I'm hearing. And that's the biggest issue they're having right now. And Joe Burrow is not happy.
With them trading Henderson, putting them on the block.
Yep, well, they have to because they can't afford all these guys. They just can't.
And they just franchised T. Higgins again. So
and they didn't trade him. And Jamar Chase is costing them more money every year. Every year. If they would have signed him last year, they'd been $36.5 million. Now he's gonna be 40, 41, 42.
Yeesh.
Now that means they have even less money to pay him.
Yeah.
So hot take: Young will be a top 11 or 12 QB in fantasy. I've been telling y'all since last year. They are pushing to beat the Bucs to win the division. I don't think they win the division. I think they win 8 or 9 games. I think the Bucs win 10 or 11 games. But I'm hoping for Bryce Young, right? Because as I said, he's one of my quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And I saw it coming. I knew that if you put talent around him and you teach him how to play the game in pros, he'll do well. He will do well. All right, guys. We're almost at the hour and a half. This has been a fun show, but we're going to end it here because we're going to come back next week. It's going to be more stuff going on for the Bears. It's going to be more stuff going around the NFL. The league year officially starts the 13th. I cannot wait to see what happens. Thursday, noon, everything starts. This is going to be great. Tomorrow, we're going to be on Dynasty Pylon. Me, Mark, and Alec are going to be talking about all this fun stuff. I cannot wait. I don't want to show you some stuff because I have some Gridiron Heights stuff that I wanted to show. I almost showed it tonight. I'll wait. I'm gonna show it tomorrow. So that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So make sure you guys are ready. We're gonna go live at I'm gonna go 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We'll go live, and we'll all be there. We'll be talking about all the rest of the moves around the NFL. It's been a whole lot of fun, guys. Thank you, the Dirty Dog, Alec. Appreciate you. We got Anthony and Deuce. You guys have been great in the chat. Kadani, always appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you. And then a special thanks to Panda, to Alfredo. He is, the person that had to help start the show. Love having him around. Thank you for being here, guys. And thank everyone else watching. We will see you guys next week. Same Bear time, same Bear channel. I cannot wait. For Grant the Cub, for Baron. We out of here, guys. Later.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so